Welcome viewers to the Saturday, April 8th edition of 284 News. I am Jacko Whitting bringing you our top stories from this week. Thank you so much for joining us. We begin with news that Overseas Territories Minister, the Right Honorable Lord Goldsmith, has concluded that the implementation of the COI recommendations has been too slow. This was revealed by Governor John Rankin as he expressed the contents of a letter sent to him by the OT Minister in response to his most recent quarterly review on the implementation process. He revealed that Goldsmith expressed concerns that there have been signs of, quote, insufficient commitment, while too many areas lag substantially behind.
Overall, the Minister agrees with my conclusion that serious efforts and clear prioritisation of time and resources are required to pick up the pace to deliver the reform that the people of the BVI want and deserve. Some adjustments to the deadlines in the framework document will be required. The Premier has asked for 11 extensions to deadlines in areas for which he is responsible, and I have asked for 2 in areas for which I'm responsible. Minister Goldsmith has consequently asked me, following the upcoming general election, to agree with the next BVI government a refreshed timetable for the delivery of the remaining recommendations and reforms in the framework document. This should include ambitious yet achievable deadlines to ensure that the necessary reforms have taken root no later than May 2024. If that can be achieved, that should allow the UK Order in Council to be lifted.
The Minister also agreed with the Governor's conclusion that there is a need for prioritisation of time and resources to speed things up. As a result, the Governor has been instructed to work alongside the next elected government of the Virgin Islands to implement a new framework for the implementation of the reforms, inclusive of a new timeline for delivery.
Overall, the Minister agrees with my conclusion that serious efforts and clear prioritisation of time and resources are required to pick up the pace to deliver the reform that the people of the BVI want and deserve. Some adjustments to the deadlines in the framework document will be required. The Premier has asked for 11 extensions to deadlines in areas for which he is responsible, and I have asked for 2 in areas for which I'm responsible. Minister Goldsmith has consequently asked me, following the upcoming general election, to agree with the next BVI government a refreshed timetable for the delivery of the remaining recommendations and reforms in the framework document. This should include ambitious yet achievable deadlines to ensure that the necessary reforms have taken root no later than May 2024. If that can be achieved, that should allow the UK Order in Council to be lifted.
The Governor says he intends to hit the pavement running as soon as this election concludes.
Once the general election is over, I will sit down with whichever government is in place to work out a refreshed plan for implementing the commitments in the framework document. Let me be crystal clear. I remain fully determined to ensuring that such implementation takes place, just as the UK government remains committed to taking the necessary actions to ensure that the people of the BVI get the reforms that they deserve.
In other news, the progressive parties in the Virgin Islands have formed an alliance, and the chairman of Progressives United, Honorable Julian Fraser, said he is confident that a coalition will exist in the next House of Assembly. Fraser, who will be contesting to be re-elected in the 3rd District, made the statement at the official launch of his campaign last Saturday, stating that the only enemy that exists during this upcoming general election is the Virgin Islands Party.
Times are so crucial. We don't have the luxury of wasting time. What I have done by observation, looking at the situation in the territory, I am confident that we are going to have in our next House of Assembly a coalition government. I have called the leaders of the Progressive Virgin Island movement and the other party to let them know in no uncertain terms there's one enemy out there. That's the Virgin Islands Party. We got to cut the head off that snake. We got to cut the head off that snake.
Fraser, who is a former VIP member, made it clear that while he will be forming an alliance with the Progressive Virgin Islands Movement Party, it is being done with him still as the chairman of Progressive United. I'm
going in there as Progressives United. Let me tell you who his people are. Ingrid Moses. She worked with me for 8 years in the House of Assembly as Speaker. She lives in the district. Her father lives in the district. Her brother lives in the district. So what else could I tell you? I don't have to tell you what to do. Stacy Mader, another one, young man, from the third. I understood that he's doing well with the youth. And the one I left for last doesn't mean that she's last. That's my cousin. Shayna Smith, Archer. Don't get carried away by the Archer parts. Just stick with the Smith for now. Shayna Smith Archer, she's been around. This lady has been into politics for a long time. She is astute, bright, young, and has a lot to offer. I'm asking you in the 3rd District to consider these folks, especially my brother here. We need all the weight we can get in the House of Assembly to get all the things back right.
Meanwhile, Chairman of PVIM, Ronnie Skelton, accepted the endorsement from Fraser, stating that Fraser has his full support during the election.
Marching to victory for our PVIM team, along with Honorable Julian Fraser, is not just about winning an election. Victory for us is when food security is realized and maintained. Victory for us, residents and voters of the 3rd District, is when the order in council is removed from over our heads. Victory for us, voters of the 3rd District, is when when new businesses and opportunities and diverse ideas are brought to life right here in the 3rd District. Victory for your PVIM and Julian Fraser's government is better infrastructure. Victory for us is a healthier BVI. Victory is having affordable homes and consumer protection for our people.
Skelton spoke on the importance of togetherness and said victory in the upcoming election for the progressive parties would pave the way to have several of the existing issues in the territory resolved.
Marching to victory for our PVIM team, along with Honorable Julian Fraser, is not just about winning an election. Victory for us is when food security is realized and maintained. Victory for us, residents and voters of the 3rd District, is when the order in council is removed from over our heads. Victory for us, voters of the 3rd District, is when when new businesses and opportunities and diverse ideas are brought to life right here in the 3rd District. Victory for your PVIM and Julian Fraser's government is better infrastructure. Victory for us is a healthier BVI. Victory is having affordable homes and consumer protection for our people.
Viewers, with that, we take a quick commercial break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
For the last several years, I have had the distinct pleasure of getting to know Mrs. Lorna Smith OBE on both a personal and professional level. She's my mentor and she's my friend, and I owe so much of who I am, especially professionally, to her. Her work ethic, her determination, and her passion have rubbed off on me, and because of that, I have been able to succeed in many aspects of my life. Being a young professional in the BVI, I do think it's always special to have someone who will put you in the important rooms and allow you to learn and to grow, allow you to be the best version of yourself. She was instrumental in helping me to be confident in my abilities. She has a thing where she says that I inspire her, but I don't think she understands how much she inspires me on a daily basis. She cares, she understands, she's passionate, and she listens. Her care, her passion, and her love of all that she does are just a few of the reasons I think that you should vote for her. We are at a time in the BVI where we need doers and not just talkers. I can vouch for Lorna Smith because she is a doer and she will always fight to ensure that the BVI gets the very best. She's someone we need right now, and I am telling you here today, she can do it. On 24th April 2023, I will be voting for Lorna Smith. And you should too.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here. My name is Kamal Haynes. Most of you know me from 284 News, but now you get to see me in a different light on my very own show called Health is Wealth. We have Joel Turnbull.
I don't want you to arch your back when you're pulling down.
Milton McLean.
First of all, right, your footwork.
Stephen Payne.
That was a 9 out of 10. I know you got the service down pat.
Steve Augustine.
You did a pretty hard workout today, so perhaps...
And as you can see, it's actually
you're feeling it.
Alonzo Boynes.
Taekwondo.
Adam Murrows.
I'll speak as if you're an absolute beginner.
I am an absolute beginner.
You are an absolute beginner.
And Seth Graham.
It bites. It will bite.
Get your water, get your fruits and veggies, and experience a wealth of knowledge about getting healthy.
Angie, how can I get my claims paid quick? Rent's due next week.
CG processes 99% of claims within 5 days. Remember when I was hang gliding with those goats? I caught a gust of wind and flew right into a moving car. Every appendage was in the cast, and they paid fast and fairly. That's what I get for trusting a man with a mustache and an eye patch. Now I gotta go. I'm meeting the guy who bedazzled my toes.
99% of claims are processed within 5 days. CG Insurance. Good like that.
Yo, everything good, Dad?
Aye. This thing got me one way, Daddy.
What do you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, I can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What do you really? Hey, this ain't like you, you know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out of trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I hot. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
Today, I am doing coral treatments with Beyond the Reef. Today, we are doing shark research. So today, we are doing whale research with Beyond the Reef. And wherever I go, I take CCT with me because my life is unlimited.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. We continue with news that the 50th BVI Spring Regatta and Sailing Festival, which welcomed an estimated 71 boats from 13 countries across the world, being hailed as a smashing success and the best of 50 festivals held to date. More in this report.
The week-long event, which commenced at Naniki Tortola on Monday, March 27th with an estimated 1,000 sailors, concluded on Sunday, April 2nd, with contestants receiving numerous awards for top placements in their respective racing divisions. Patrons who were present on the grounds of Naniki also got to enjoy the food and drinks available by the respective vendors and sponsors, as well as the entertainment, which included a full spectacle of fireworks following the awards ceremony. The chairman of the BVI Spring Regatta and Sailing Festival, Bob Phillips, labeled this year's festival as the best ever held.
This has been, as our 50th, the best event we have ever put on. We had great wind conditions, the boats were screaming, we had some breakdowns, but you know, that just happens. But for them to be fully powered up, having a great time out there, multiple races, our race committees did a great job, they got to see a lot of the BVI. It's what we do here with the Spring Regatta and Sailing Festival. They went up to Scrub Island, they went around Tortola, they got to see the north side. They did and got to see and experience what the BVI has to offer. And that's what we'd like to do.
Premier and Minister of Tourism, Dr. the Honorable Natalia Wheatley, said the festival was a smashing success, stating that the rebounding numbers of this year's festival is supporting evidence that the BVI is open for business.
Yeah, this event is definitely a smashing success. The government and the Tourist Board is really proud to be a sponsor for this event. Of course, as you know, the last few years, we've been dealing with things like pandemics, and of course, we were going through somewhat of a transition as it pertains to our marine policies and things like that, which may have discouraged boaters last year. So we're happy that we're really bounced back in a big way and letting the world know that the BVI is open for business and that we're welcoming to the sailing community from around the world. And 70 plus boats is amazing. And of course, the weather conditions have been ideal for sailing. And I've been told, of course, it's been a busy time, so I haven't been able to be around, but I've been told that it's been a smashing success.
Premier Wheatley also said his government has a strong vision for tourism and that he plans on working with the respective sailing committees to further diversify the marine industry.
Tourism is one of our main pillars, but we know that tourism can perform even better than it has performed in the past. And a real area for development is sailing. You know, we've done well with the sailing capital of the world, but we can do even better than we have through festivals such as this. And we're going to be diversifying our tourism product. We're going to be looking more at sports fishing. We'll make it more welcoming for events like regattas where we have competitive events. And we have a strong vision for tourism. And of course, we're working with the committee that organizes the Spring Regatta.
Director of the BVI Spring Regatta and Sailing Festival, Judy Petts, spoke to the logistics that made the successful festival a reality.
Getting 71 boats here takes actually all year. We start organizing the regatta literally, well, maybe not tomorrow because we're going to break down tomorrow, but we are already on 2024 with other ideas. We market in Europe, we market in the US, we market in all the islands. We are looking for campaign boats that come into the Caribbean, and we work collectively to bring them to each of our islands. So it's a really good group of people that bring sailing to all of our countries. It takes really a year, and then probably since October, it's the details. It's all in the details, and corresponding with everyone who enters, and then making sure everything that they need is here, making sure that they can fly in, making sure that they can bring their boat in, Customs and Immigration, welcoming them, being here Monday and Thursday. I mean, all of those things take time and coordination, and so as seamless as it is, or it seems, there's so much that goes behind the scenes.
Meanwhile, General Manager at Naniki Resort and Marina, Miles Sutherland Pilch, spoke to his organization's involvement in the event over the last 2 decades and described the 50th edition of the festival as an incredible event.
It's been an incredible event, to be honest. We've had wind like never before, and the conditions of it been absolutely perfect on the water. We love hosting this event here at Naniki, and just seeing the village come alive, the BVI residents come out, and yeah, it's truly a highlight of the year, to be honest. And all of the departments around Naniki, all my staff get involved in the event, whether they're working in the village late at night serving drinks, tickets, to in the marina, the hotel. So it's really a team effort from us at Naniki, and we thoroughly enjoy it.
Also present was the Director of Tourism, Clive McCoy, who spoke on what the BVI Spring Regatta means to the territory's tourism product.
Well, as you know, the British Virgin Islands is the sailing capital of the world. We are known for the best sailing anywhere, and it's events like this BVI Spring Regatta, that solidifies that fact. I heard the weather was amazing this year, perfect weather for sailing. We've had international sailors here racing, so it means so much for us to the British Virgin Islands, especially coming off of COVID, to see so many guests coming in here for what we're known for. I'm absolutely thrilled, absolutely happy, and we look forward for the 51st.
And with that, we take a quick word from our sponsors. Stay with us, there's more when we return.
There are many ways to enjoy life, like so many ways to count on Popular.
Rashford made it. Manchester United have come from behind to lead.
At home or on the go, watch CCT Live. Download our app and carry your favorite TV shows, news, or live sports anywhere you go. Visit cctbvi.com/live, select your package, and tune in.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here. My name is Kamal Haynes. Most of you know me from 284 News, but now you get to see me in a different light on my very own show called Health is Wealth. We have Joel Turnbull.
I don't want you to arch your back when you're pulling down.
Milton McLean.
First of all, right, your footwork.
Stephen Payne.
That was a 9 out of 10. I know you got the service down pat.
Steve Augustine.
You did a pretty hard workout today, so perhaps...
And as you can see, it's actually
you're feeling it.
Alonzo Boynes.
Taekwondo.
Adam Murrows.
I'll speak as if you're an absolute beginner.
I am an absolute beginner.
You are an absolute beginner.
And Seth Graham.
It bites. It will bite.
Get your water, get your fruits and veggies, and experience a wealth of knowledge about getting healthy.
Angie, how can I get my claims paid quick? Rent's due next week.
CG processes 99% of claims within 5 days. Remember when I was hang gliding with those goats? I caught a gust of wind and flew right into a moving car. Every appendage was in the cast, and they paid fast and fairly. That's what I get for trusting a man with a mustache and an eye patch. Now I gotta go. I'm meeting the guy who bedazzled my toes.
99% of claims are processed within 5 days. CG Insurance. Good like that.
Yo, everything good there? Aye. This thing got me one way, daddy.
What do you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, I can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What do you really? Hey, this ain't like you, know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out of trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I hop. I watching ball. I even watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. Broadway artist Christopher Faison recently spent some time nurturing the talents of the territory's young singers, actors, and dancers during a visit to Tortola. Faison, who made his Broadway debut in My Fair Lady, said he was completely blown away by the talent of young Virgin Islanders.
I've been blown away, actually, by the talent of the young people here. We have had some singers come through and a meeting with some dancers this evening. It's just been a really interesting and eye-opening experience to see young people, especially young people of color, who are really engaged and really into the arts, and is just phenomenal talent that I've gotten to witness and critique and give feedback on. It's been really beautiful.
His visit to the territory, as he explained during a special interview with 284 Media, was with the purpose of enhancing engagement between artists in the hopes of achieving a collaborative project.
I've been blown away, actually, by the talent of the young people here. We have had some singers come through and a meeting with some dancers this evening. It's just been a really interesting and eye-opening experience to see young people, especially young people of color, who are really engaged and really into the arts, and is just phenomenal talent that I've gotten to witness and critique and give feedback on. It's been really beautiful.
His master classes engaged students from across many schools in the territory. These sessions provided a unique opportunity for him to provide personalized advice and guidance to the students.
The goal in the master class is to get the young person to sing a song for me, let's say, and then they'll sing, and then I'll critique them and give them feedback, and then have them go over it again using that critique and feedback, and just to see the difference between the first time they sang it and the second time they sang it, or sometimes even the second or third time, to really pull out of them the gift that they naturally have that they may not know is there.
Faison said that his experiences with the youth have been beautiful, and he encourages any Virgin Islanders who aspire a career in the arts to dream big and keep working on their goals.
Dream it, and know that it is possible. If you think about the just huge amounts of people who are in New York and who are working in the arts industry, not everyone comes from the United States, not everyone comes from New York, not everyone is coming from Canada. There are people from the Caribbean, there are people from Africa, there are people from Europe, there's people from all over who are working in the arts and doing that thing. So never ever stop, always keep going. I say that to young people all the time, because you are destined for greatness, and if you just continue to try and not be knocked down, then you'll achieve what you're after eventually.
Meanwhile, staff, students, faculty, parents, alumni, and well-wishers gathered last weekend at the grounds of the Althea Scatliff Primary School for an event dubbed Stride a Nation, Our Last Chant Until Next Time. At the event, Education Minister Sherry DeCastro spoke about the decision to demolish the school.
I remember the day that I had to walk into Althea Scatliff and meet with the teachers after we had received the report that said the building was unsound infrastructurally and we had to immediately close it. We met in the music room right back here, and when I walked in, I swear they were going to jump me. The faces were just really sad, and there was an innate worry about what would happen next. And I understood it. We talked it through, and we tried to figure out exactly what we would do. And to be honest, when we left the room, we didn't have any answers because it was very, immediate. And we had to really take some time to dig deep and strategically figure out exactly what we would do. But we didn't just get there. I remember one day I was at an event at the multipurpose complex, and I had to use the restroom, and the facilities there, the restrooms weren't working. So I had to come over to Althea Scatliff to use the restroom. And Principal King was up in her office, and we had a very brief conversation. And when I came out, she expressed concern about the safety of the building. And Principal King doesn't speak much. So when she spoke, I knew that something was wrong. And so time went past, and eventually I received some additional concerns. And I remember the day that we came in with the engineer, and we walked through the building, and we were able to physically see, and the engineer was able to express the direct concerns based on the unsafety of the building. We even went up on the roof. You should have seen Principal King and me try and get up on the roof. We went up on the roof and we saw from top to bottom just the reality that we just couldn't do this anymore, not in the current shape of the building. And so we went swiftly into action, the team at the ministry. We had to figure out exactly what we would do because we could no longer facilitate students here. And eventually we came up with a plan to have the students attend the Francis Letson Primary School and the Eunice Adams Primary School.
Incumbent 5th District Representative Honorable Kai Reimer also delivered remarks at that event.
I would say this is like a factory because this school has produced lawyers and doctors and premiers and you could name it. This Althea Scatliff School, this is what this has done to for this community. And I know growing up, you always see schools and churches within a community, but it was something about Althea Scatliff. Althea Scatliff, the legacy of Althea Scatliff, where persons attended and their demeanor and their confidence and I would say the intimidation as well. Because when we get out there in that field, we can't even win a race. When I was going to Cane Garden Bay School at that time. But like I said, today is a bittersweet moment. The school will be demolished, but the memories of Althea Scatliff will live on forever. And at this stage, where you'll be breaking down this building, we look forward to what is to come.
The Deputy Chief Education Officer reminisced on her time spent at the institution.
The woman I am today is because of the time I spent in this building, both as a child and as an educator. The person I am, the teacher I am, the human being I am is because of what teachers poured into me right here in this building. My principal, sitting right here, I have to call her Miss Donovan. When I transferred from Enid Scatliff, I think Mr. Malone spent 1 year and then you became the principal. And that smile, that sweet person, I didn't mind going to the office because I used to talk a lot. I didn't bring my report, but it would say, talks too much. Every single term, talks too much. But whenever you went, it was a sweet response. And I know that that exact approach to dealing with students is still, it has been maintained no matter the administration, no matter how many teachers roll in and out. You just learn to do it the Scatliff way, and that it was the Scatliff way. And so today, as the Deputy CEO, I don't feel the sadness that you feel, because I know that rebuilding this school is the ministry's priority. And so I feel excited because what is to come is greater than what exists.
For the full program, visit 284media's Facebook page. Viewers, that is it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for daily news updates on 284media.com. Like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Jacko Whitting and I will see you again next week. So have yourself a safe and enjoyable weekend and a happy Easter. Goodbye.